Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for February 6, 2024. Please remember to leave a comment, like, and share. And in the news this afternoon, 3 men shot in drive-by in East Kingston. 3 men from Kingston East were yesterday afternoon shot in a drive-by along Bray Street. One of the men is said to be in critical condition, while injuries for the other 2 are not believed to be life-threatening. The men are said to be from Bray Street and Paradise Street in the division. The injured men were taken to the Kingston Public Hospital, where they were admitted for treatment. According to the investigator, it is too early to determine the motive behind the attack. Visibly shaken residents said that the area has been tense since last May, when 3 persons were shot and killed in the community. Additionally, they say there is an ongoing gang conflict in the community. "Sometimes me just afraid to come a road," one resident said. Another, who had to flee to escape the shooting, said, "Me just happy say school never over, cause if school did over, the children them would have there right where the shooting happened, waiting on taxi." St. Thomas police investigating altercation between JLP councillor and a man clad in orange. The St. Thomas police are said to be investigating an incident where a Jamaica Labour Party councillor was reportedly attacked by a man clad in orange. It is alleged that the JLP councillor was attacked by the man wearing orange as he went to a premises opposite the construction site of the new Morant Bay Urban Centre to conduct business. In a 1-minute footage obtained by the news, the man in orange could be seen approaching the vehicle with a councillor who was accompanied by a female. He spoke briefly with the councillor before things quickly escalated. The video captures the councillor, clad in a green shirt, emerging from the vehicle as the man launches his attack. The councillor is seen throwing several defensive blows as he and the man in orange engage in a tussle. The footage also shows the councillor seemingly pulling his firearm as others come to his assistance. The situation was then diffused as others tussled with a man in orange before another individual whisked him away. It is unclear what caused the scuffle. Newborn boy found in abandoned house in Limehall, St. Catherine. A newborn boy was this morning found on the veranda of an abandoned house in the community of Limehall in Guys Hill, St. Catherine. The infant, whose umbilical cord was still attached, is now at hospital being medically examined. The discovery was made about 7:30 a.m. and the police called. A team took custody of the infant and took the newborn boy to the Linstead Hospital for medical examination. The matter is being probed by the police. Workers at Greater Portmore High School protest over full odor from plant. Staff at Greater Portmore High School in St. Catherine this morning staged a protest to press the National Water Commission to address a stench from a sewage plant next to the institution. The protesting teachers and administrative workers, dressed in black, say they have been battling full odor from effluent for years. According to them, over that time, members of the school community have fallen ill from the stench, adding that promises to fix the problem have not materialized. They say the situation cannot continue and must be addressed now. The protest has affected classes at the school. The PP defends a decision to pull sexual assault case before sentence could be delivered. Director of Public Prosecutions Paul Llewellyn has defended the decision to enter a nulli prosecute just before a judge was to have sentenced the man for sexual assault. This resulted in the action being discontinued while allowing for it to be prosecuted at a later date. The accused, who pleaded guilty to rape and a grievous sexual assault, was to have been given a non-custodial sentence. Ms. Llewellyn, speaking with the news on Monday, said the sentence was not in line with the gravity of the crime committed. She added that the protocol on the sentencing indication or a formal request of the judge on how the judge would rule if a guilty plea were to be entered was done outside of the hearing of the court reporter, leading to there being no transcript. She said Senior Deputy DPP Jeremy Taylor, who was prosecuting the matter, objected to a non-custodial sentence, despite the defense attorney claiming otherwise, and so it made sense to halt the proceedings.
We took the view, give her on what the defense attorney was saying, where he was indicating that Mr. Taylor had in fact agreed to a non-custodial when this was not so. And secondly, that he was going to instruct his client to withdraw, and he didn't do that. We took the view that in terms of the interest of justice, that given all of the circumstances of the matter, perhaps it would need to be commenced afresh in all the circumstances, because it left a very bad taste in the complainant's mouth.
But Bert Samuels, a senior attorney, also speaking with the news, characterized the decision to withdraw the case as a bad precedent and another example of the preservation of the integrity of the judiciary being put under a microscope, something which he said was a matter of concern for him.
I think that the preservation of the dignity of the judiciary is being, as it were, put under a microscope now, and I'm not happy with it. There are conventions, which are not necessarily constitutional provisions or laws, which makes the system work, and respect from one arm to the other arm of the state must always be shown. But I think that in a practical way, out of respect for the bench, I think the cleaner and more tidy thing to have done is to allow the sentence to go and then take all these complaints, which sounds particularly meritorious to me. It is true that she would have had a very good case in the Court of Appeal. But to choose pulling it out of the hands of the judge, bad precedent.
CPFSA providing support to St. Mary minor allegedly raped by security guard. The Child Protection and the Family Services Agency says it is actively investigating and offering support to a minor in St. Mary who was allegedly raped by a security guard she met online. In a statement released on Monday, the agency stated that internal checks revealed that the incident occurred in November 2021 when the victim was 15 years old and was reported to the CPFSA's National Children's Registry in December 2023. According to the CPFSA, an investigator from the agency reached out to the victim and her mother. They were offered counseling and other psychosocial support and were instructed to file a police report. The child has also been referred to the CPFSA's Child and Family Support Unit for additional psychological and psychosocial support, as well as to the Ministry of Justice's Victim Services Division for counseling. Charged with rape, grievous sexual assault, sexual grooming of a child, and the possession of child pornography is a 35-year-old Brian Walsh of a Saltram district address in St. Mary. Walsh is accused of meeting the teen on Facebook and threatening to release explicit photos unless his demands for sex were met. Port Maria police reports indicate that Walsh and the teen connected on Facebook in April 2021, with Walsh allegedly using threats related to explicit photos sent by the teen to coerce her into meeting his sexual demands. Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the CPFSA, Loretta Adams Thomas, emphasized the crucial importance of online safety for children. She urged both children and their parents to exercise increased vigilance when navigating the digital space. Cases like this show us the importance of online safety for children. The perpetrator met the child online by pretending to be someone else, coerced her into sending nude photos of herself to him, and then used those photos to blackmail her into performing sexual acts, as she said. We are strongly discouraging children from forming friendships online with persons that they do not know or have never met in person because they can be raped, abducted, and trafficked, she continued.